Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. Today I was going to talk to you about a few things that are just overall really important things for the cryptocurrency market, but I also was going to kind of show you a bigger picture overview of where things are going and cover the piece of Ripple news that's been going around as well. But first, I wanted to go over this. This is the CFTC chair, Giancarlo, says institutional investors will help crypto mature. And I just wanted to read you. This is, I believe, he was being interviewed by Fox Business, and he said we've still got a long way to go. There's a lot of issues in some of these spot exchanges. The lack of transparency, a lot of conflict of interest, a lack of systems and safeguards, and that's a concern. But you know, like all things, it takes time to mature. And with the movement of more institutional investors into the space, I think we'll see that maturation. And so I wanted to cover this with you just so that this is more, I guess, would go into the category of some of the regulatory things that are going on and have been going on all this year, while everybody is getting freaked out about the day-to-day in the digital asset market. Everything is being put in place to make this market huge. And so every once in a while it's important to me to show you some things like this that are going on in the overall market. This is another example. Former Trump advisor Gary Cohn joins blockchain startup. And I just want to make one point that I try to make pretty often, and that is this is a former chief economic advisor to President Trump. Okay, this guy also was a he was also president and chief operating officer of Goldman Sachs. Okay, and I think that's what it's. Anyway, he's joining Spring Labs, a firm developing a blockchain network for sharing financial data. Said in a press release, he was also previously, president and chief operating officer of Goldman Sachs. Okay, I just wanted to read you his quote. I've been very interested in blockchain technology for a number of years, and Spring Labs is developing a network that could have profound implications for the financial services sector, among others. Now, I just want to make 2 points. He had 25 years of experience at Goldman Sachs, and he most recently served as director of the U.S. National Economic Council and the main forum used by U.S. Okay, so I just wanted to make this point. This guy, who is a former advisor to the President of the United States and was with Goldman Sachs for 25 years, thinks that it is a smart move to move into the blockchain industry. And he thinks that is a smart thing to do for a reason. He knows that there are trillions of dollars coming. And so I wanted to make that point to you as well going into your weekend. Quit being focused on the $200 billion that's in the digital asset market and understand that there are trillions that are coming for the digital asset market. And all you have to look to is what the most powerful people in the world are saying and doing more specifically. And what an advisor to the president, ex-advisor to the president, is doing is he's moving towards digital assets and blockchain. Okay. This article jumped off the page at me today, and the reason it did is because I've told you in the past that I believe that real estate. I have a background in real estate. My father was a home builder the entire time I was growing up, so I know a lot about real estate. This article, and I've said this before, that what's going to happen is the world is about to change, and the real estate industry is going to be tokenized. And I've said in the past that you are going to be able to just imagine if you and 1,000 other people decided you wanted to buy into a building in New York City or something to that effect. This business is going to be tokenized so that your investment is secured but liquid. And just imagine, and this is part of the reason that I've been telling you this is also huge. Imagine being able to pick a state. Let's say that you are from Los Angeles, California, and you want to buy into Los Angeles, California donut shops or the real estate underneath. With the tokenization of all of this, you could literally be able to invest in small niches like that and have your money be liquid so that you can buy and sell out of these things. But I wanted to read you a couple of things. This article is called The Future of Real Estate Investing, a New Global Asset Class Emerges. And I've been telling you over and over and over, I've been shouting it, that this is the formation of a new asset class, and that the people that know this, the financial people and here the real estate people, they are going to come up with investment products and vehicles that can't even be imagined yet. This article is one more. We've already, just think about this. This week alone, this is the second new investment that has been created around digital assets that has come out this week. The first one, if you remember, was Uphold that I talked about, where you could, they're going to have interest-bearing digital asset accounts now. There's investment vehicle one. This is real estate. So I'm going to read you a couple of things they said in this article. The future of real estate investment, they've already got a name for all of this. The future of real estate investment, and it's called a securitized token offering, STO, and it's here now. And then they go on, they say, at the end of 2017, the value of the world's real estate reached $280.6 trillion. And by any measure, real estate is far and away the most significant store of wealth, representing more than 3.5 times the total global GDP. New York City Real Estate Coin. Now listen to this. New York City Real Estate Coin, a tokenized property fund, will be launching its security token offering in Q4 2018. The NYCREC, which is what they're going to call it, is set to be a managed portfolio of diversified real estate assets, offering people around the world access to New York real estate investments through a smart contract on blockchain as an STO. What's more, these blockchain-based smart contracts and asset issuances are already approved by the SEC. They're already approved by the SEC. And then they say, to finish this article off, by 2025, the majority of global real estate investments will be issued as tokenized asset offerings, TAOs, and held as crypto assets, specifically security tokens, just like traditional securities, but traded peer-to-peer without financial intermediaries, banks, or REITs. And so there's a one big reason that I read that to you, and that is that this new asset class, like I keep telling you, there's going to be investment vehicles that are unknown. You're going to see these things. It's going to be packaged and repackaged, and eventually they'll have derivatives, and then one day Goldman Sachs and all of them will get too greedy, and there will be some huge, tremendous bubble as a result of all this. But there's no bubble now, because we've got $200 billion in all of this. I want to, I'm gonna show you that big picture and what I'm talking about here. But just remember, in real estate, remember that figure. Just real estate, $280 trillion. Now, how does this apply to XRP? The way I see all of this unfolding, you have the top 10 or 15 digital assets that were there that have been there for the last few years. These are like the originals. those 10 to 15 that are associated with legitimate companies and are legitimate digital assets, those will be the ones that are going to be associated with everything that's coming. XRP being the number one. And as all of this grows, you better believe XRP is going to be packaged into all sorts of things. But not only that, the transactions that are going on around the world. Remember, XRP is the greatest digital asset of all time ever created. And it's the fastest. And for that reason, no telling how much of all of this liquidity and money will be flowing through XRP just as a result of it being a layer in all of this. So, but before I move on, I want to talk about the elephant in the room. This seems to be the thing that everybody's talking about, is Ripple partner Santander to adopt Swift GPI. What does it mean for XRP powered XRapid? Well, really, when I see this, Santander, this is a huge bank. I don't see this as anything that's any huge big deal right now, because my understanding of the Swift GPI is that it would be kind of like their product that competes with Xcurrent, which is Ripple's product that does not use XRP. There's been nothing I've read or seen having to do with this Santander announcement that says that they're using anything that has to do with settlement, which is what XRapid does with the use of XRP, or that even Swift even has a product that has to do with settlement. I don't think they do. And so, to me, until you know more, this is kind of not something even to think about. But let's move along, because today's video is kind of a bigger picture thing. Let me give this guy some credit. On Twitter, I saw this. This kind of jumped out at me today. Trevor Noren, at Trevor Noren on Twitter, is who had this $80 trillion world economy in one chart. This is the world's GDP in one chart, and I just thought this was kind of interesting. Now, this is the GDP of the world in one chart. As we just talked about, in the world's real estate, there's $280 trillion. This is the GDP of the world, 80 trillion or so. Okay. This is the digital asset market that all of the powers that be that I was just talking about, and all of the people in finance, the entire world is moving in the direction of this. The entire world is gearing up to move in the direction of this, whether it's institutional investors, real estate investors, the former advisors to Trump. They're moving in the direction of this $202 billion. And if you believe for a minute that our $80 trillion world GDP and our $280 trillion real estate market and our $7 to $10 trillion gold market and our trillions of dollar stock markets around the world and trillions of this, trillions of that, if you believe that all of that adds up to there being only $200 billion in the digital asset market over the next, say, month to 2 or 3 years, if you believe that's all that's going to be in this market, I encourage you to go ahead and sell your XRP and go keep working your day job, and I'll if you can afford to get to Liechtenstein, then I'll see you there, but you won't be able to probably. But if you think like me and you see this number and you just laugh to yourself at how freaked out everybody gets on this day-to-day stuff, if you believe, when you piece all of the news that we constantly see in front of us, almost every day now you see on CNBC, they're on Fast Money at 5 o'clock on Eastern on CNBC. Almost every day they cover digital assets in one way or another, almost every day. If you believe that they're doing that because there's only going to be $200 billion in this market in our multi-trillion dollar world, then you need to go ahead and sell your XRP, because you aren't paying attention, and this is not for you. And you don't have the stomach for what it takes to make real money, which is what those of us that are going to hold are going to make. And so that's what I would say to you going into your weekend. If you don't have your big boy pants on and you can't seem to put them on, then it's time for you to get out, because this is going to be it's going to be a wild ride, but it's going to be a much wilder ride on the upside and much more fun than you can even imagine. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. I have my big boy pants on. This is for entertainment purposes only. Get your friends and family to subscribe, hit the like button, and enjoy your weekend. I'll probably be back again today. I don't know yet. Thank you.